Hey, how's it going, everyone? I am still at a loss for words. Um, Currently, right now, it's 1 a.m., January 27, 2020. And yeah, I was really heavily debating whether I should even do this video, how I would be able to pay tribute, if I should be on camera or not, how would I approach this really? Obviously, the big news story is that on January 26, 2020, the great Kobe Bryant, Laker legend, future Hall of Famer, passed away in a helicopter crash. And it almost feels like a bad dream, you know. It feels like this really didn't happen, but it did. And yeah, I feel the best, most simple, most humble way I could pay respects would be to show off some of the Kobe cards I have amassed over the years, and maybe say personal stories, personal memories in relation um, to just him and his great playing career. Before I get started, I know there's people out there that would say, well, you know, it's just someone that played sports. It's not great, you know, it's not a historical figure, someone that did great, but you got to understand that hey, sports mean the world to certain people. You know, sports mean a lot to certain people, and don't take that away. Don't take away the right for someone to mourn a public figure if you just don't understand or you don't get why they meant so much to a crowd. Um, yeah, you got to look at what he did for this community in Los Angeles as a Angelino myself. Um, you know, we were, you know, and I when I say we, I mean I was too young, which I will relate my memories to that. But you gotta understand the Los Angeles community at that time, they were still recovering from, you know, Magic Johnson having to retire due to him contacting HIV. At the time, you know, at the time, uh, the Raiders and the Rams had moved away from Los Angeles, so the city had no football team. The Dodgers were pretty much pretty much underselling. They had all these great rookie of the year talents that they were not going to pay, and I don't know if the aging O'Malley ownership had anything to do with it, or I don't know if they were already owned by a News Corp by that time. But it's like, and obviously the Lakers were slumping without Magic, you know, and next thing you know, in came this kid along with a superstar by the name of Shaq, and they united this community time and time again with championships. And it wasn't even so much the fact that they won; it's just the fact that Kobe always brought that mentality that he would call it later on call it the Mamba mentality, this winner's attitude, this never give up, always do your best, always do hard, always train hard, and it just it was incredible, and it's a motto that I'm sure a lot of individuals live by. Uh, and but before I get started, um, this is my sports binder right here. As you can see, I have multiple sports cards. It's a pretty big binder, and let me just tell you, first card, first card above Shaq, first three cards actually in the first in the first binder on the first page of sleeves. It's I'm not even kidding. It's Kobe. That's how much he meant to me as an athlete, you know. And um, yeah, growing up, obviously I knew about basketball, Michael Jordan, the Bulls, Space Jam. Um, I want to say my earliest memory of Kobe Bryant, though, um, was probably that Nickelodeon show, All That. I remember he came out as a guest on it, like for the skit, and yeah, it's pretty funny, pretty entertaining. That was probably my earliest memory of him, and you could tell he was gonna be a big deal because the audience when he appeared on screen just popped. You know, they were applauding, cheering loudly. So, mind you, I think this was like in his rookie season, and he was already getting like a superstar reception. So you already knew he had potential. He was destined for great things. And I remember that all that appearance, and I want to say it was the Nintendo 64 game. He had his own Nintendo 64 game. I think it was called NBA Courtside. I remember just just imagine that he had his own video game rookie season as well, or maybe second or third year, and but still, to think that a kid fresh out of high school, someone who wouldn't have graduated university at that point, had his own video game that just showed you how much stock he carried and how great he really was. Um, I'd be remiss though. I'd be remiss if I talked about Kobe without mentioning my uncle Jesus. May he rest in peace. Who passed away in 2018 because he loved the Lakers. He loved Kobe Bryant, and I guess you could say earliest memory, my earliest memory of being in the Los Angeles Laker fandom involved my uncle, my father, and myself, and it had to be that game against the Portland Trailblazers when Scottie Pippen was playing for the Portland Trailblazers. Um, that game, which, there's that famous alley oop that Kobe gave to Shaq, and yeah, um, I guess watching them win, and then later on going to see them win the first NBA championships of three, that three-peat, just made me a lifelong fan, and I'll never forget that. You know, I miss see obviously yeah, those are good memories. Good memories with people that are no longer here. My uncle, and yeah. Uh, following year, he had what I still consider to be my favorite series of all time, which was, oh wait, no, um, he had that series with Iverson, which was great. That was the second championship that they won, which was a great series. But in 2002, um, I want to say that he he had my favorite series, Lakers series of all time, which was that series against the Sacramento Kings, because that was one that you didn't think they were really gonna win, and they came through. They won. Uh, and I know people like to talk about refs and all this other stuff, but you know, um, players weren't involved. It, players weren't involved, and if the Sacramento Kings really did, you know, they really did. I mean, you can't explain, you know, can't explain you can't explain Robert Horry scoring that shot at that clutch shot. I think it was at the end of Game 5. You Yeah, I mean they could talk about controversy. It doesn't really matter. Lakers won that year. It's all that really matters. Um, and obviously, you, Kobe. Kobe was just getting started. Kobe was just getting started. To think he was still under 20 and he already had all these accolades. Three-time champion. I mean, I'm sorry, under 30. Um, yeah, I'm kind of getting tongue tied right now. I'm real sorry. Um, and obviously, that led to a future championship. A few years of him not winning, but him just having amazing moments. Just sometimes winning a team that was in which he was only the superstar. Laker teams in which he was only the only superstar. Just still winning them to the playoffs and trying his best to overcome, Phoenix Suns or what have you. It paid dividends as soon as he got the pieces available to him that would complement his abilities. Like Gasol wound up winning another championship. I want to say my favorite Laker game of all time is obviously that Game 7. Uh, that 2010 NBA Finals Game 7 against the Celtics. I still rewatch it every once in a while. It's just such a great moment. It just invokes great feelings of nostalgia, and yeah, I'm forever be grateful for all the good times, to Kobe Bryant. During those playoffs, though, I remember I acquired this card. I actually went on eBay, and I actually won the bid for this card. And this happened during that playoff run. And this is actually probably my favorite card of all time. It actually has game worn material by Kobe and game worn material by Ron Artest, now known as Meta World Peace. And yeah, uh, I remember getting that card because I was so sure that they were gonna win the championship. And mind you, this was Artest's first season with the Lakers, but I was like, I need to get that card right now because I know it might be even more difficult to get it once they actually do win it. So I'm kind of glad I won the bid for that card. I forgot how much I spent, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't that much money. I'm hoping it wasn't that much money. But yeah, that's just that Celtics game, that Celtics series, and that NBA championship, which has been the last NBA championship in recent memory that they've won. So great, and just still remember him appearing on Lopez Tonight, George Lopez's old talk show. Him being a guest when he would hardly do any talk show appearances was great. Um, yeah, and the last great memory of him, of course, was, was the last game he had against the Utah Jazz. He scored if I remember correctly right now, he scored 60 points. Such a storybook ending to such an amazing career. And it's I don't know. It's tragic. It's tragic because I always um, I always imagine him aging gracefully. You see all these players, all these legends, all these Hall of Famers. Whether it's Jerry West, Bill Russell, who hands over the MVP every NBA Finals, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson. They're aging gracefully. Shaquille. I thought we were gonna get that with Kobe. I thought he he would age gracefully. He would make NBA Finals appearances 20 years from now. Be sitting courtside, and that's never gonna happen now. He'll be eternally young, and obviously he wasn't the only. Obviously he wasn't the only person to pass away in that terrible crash. His daughter. Um, I can only imagine how his close friends, his family, his relatives, how they must feel about that. It's just a tragedy all around, and of course other, there were other people as well, training staff. I believe like coaches, basketball coaches, baseball coaches, just people that would work for his academy. It's just a tragedy all around, and yeah. you know, life unfortunately will have to go on. It's the best thing we could do this tragic time is just to follow advice. If I could quote someone, and I'm gonna try my best to say it not in the clearest voice possible because I know I'm already starting to mumble a bit, and I'm real sorry about that. But uh, have a good time. Life is too short to get bogged down and be discouraged. You have to keep moving. You have to keep going. Put one foot in front of the other, smile, and just keep on rolling. Those are wise words from Kobe Bryant in 2008. And yeah, thank you so much for hearing me ramble on and just share memories. And I'll be sure to put one foot forward and smile. Uh, my next video involving cards. Thank you, and even if you're watching this in the daytime, have a good night. Remember to kiss and hug your loved ones, because you never know if they'll be here the next day. Thank you.